Yo, what's up? What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Welcome to the review with Bro Claude, the gingerbread man, and Court Vision with my girl, So Pretty Tony. Listen, y'all, we are here to let you know what's tea. Yeah, we here. But first, this is Steady Service Sports ENT along with Court Vision with So Pretty Tony production. And it's an extension. It is an extension. A Simply Ball Dropping podcast with my main man, KSAP. Yo, what's up, KSAP? We appreciate you. And guess what, y'all? By y'all rolling with us and doing what y'all do for us and with us and by us, man, look, we are at 1,423 subscribers with So Pretty Tony. 1,424 subscribers with So Pretty Tony. I appreciate everything that y'all have done. And I appreciate what you do when you help me get my sister on board. When she says she wanted to roll, we roll and we roll out with Rush. Y'all know how I feel about that. And then, of course, on this channel, we almost at 3,000. We 150 away from the 3,000 mark. It's about to be a party, y'all.
Listen, to be a party, y'all.
I thank y'all for what y'all have done. I thank you for what you do, and I thank you for what you will do. One thing I will say that you guys stay engaged and always engage on this channel. I appreciate you so much for the ones who stood by me in them late nights and early mornings. And I thank you. And I'm so grateful for you guys to do the things that you've done. Please subscribe to the channels. Please like the channels. And please share the channels and tell a friend about what's going on with our situation here in the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast Networks. We take it personal and take you guys, listen, we take you guys comments and we take you guys suggestions very personal. And I appreciate everything that you guys have done up to this point. And look, me and my partner, Pretty Tony, are here to give you what went on last week. Oh, yeah. My goodness.
What a filler. What a filler.
Hey, if we didn't have something to talk about, we sure got something to talk about today. So in that little soliloquy, we gonna talk about what's tea.
What's tea?
As my girl, you know what I'm saying, my baby girl say, you know what I'm saying, Angel Reese, she say, what's tea? We gonna give you what's tea. So check it out. Kathy Engelberg had an explosive week last week per Napheesa Collier. Napheesa Collier came on the podium in her exit interview, and she waited strategically and went to her exit interview with a laid out commentary about what she think can be done, what she thinks should be done, and what could get better in the WNBA, especially approaching the CBA. In Napheesa Collier, September the 30th, 2025, like my girl T. Camilla always say, she set it off and made history in the WNBA with a speech after the loss that they lost to the Mercury in the last game, with Napheesa Collier not being able to play, Cheryl Reeves not able to coach in that game, and ended up being eliminated from the semifinals. So when Napheesa Collier came with the bombshell, she said that Kathy Engelberg told her some things about what she thought of the WNBA's position and the players' position in total. She dropped a couple of names like Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, and a few other players. And she said that they ought to be lucky of the, you know what I mean, grateful on their lucky stars. Let me quote it, that the WNBA gave them a platform to make the money that they're able to make. Because without the WNBA, they would have not made nothing. I disagree, and I beg to differ, because they already, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese came to the WNBA with an NIL deal, as we already know. But Queen Fee, as she is elegantly, and she elegantly expressed her emotions and what she felt about the impact of the referees and the due diligence of the WNBA's leadership in the program that they got set upon is backdated back into the caveman stages. She wanted the game to evolve. She wanted the game to be less violent. She wanted the game to just be called the way it should be called. But Kathy Engelberg said, nah, that ain't go like it did about 2 days later, all the way up to maybe 3 days. On the third day, Jesus woke. But on the third day, she said that everything that Napheesa Collier said was taken out of text, and it really didn't go down like that. And basically, Napheesa Collier was a liar, Tony. So look, we're going to get into what Kathy Engelberg actually said, and you guys take a listen.
Everywhere can feel it. This has the makings of a finals to remember. So congratulations to both teams. I want to take a moment to address some important conversations happening across the WNBA, including remarks made earlier this week by Napheesa Collier. First, let me repeat this. You saw it in my statement, but I have the utmost respect for Napheesa and for every single player in our league. They are at the center of everything we do. I was disheartened to hear that some players feel the league and me personally do not care about them or listen to them. And if the players in the W don't feel appreciated and valued by the league, then we have to do better and I have to do better. We know how great these players are on and off the court, how much they mean to our league, our fans, and our communities. If they don't feel that, I will do everything I can to change that. No one should ever doubt how deeply I care about this league, this game, and every single player who makes the WNBA what it is. So we value feedback, we listen to criticism, we remain committed to engaging in the difficult but necessary conversations that ultimately make us all stronger and better. As it relates to officiating and gameplay on the court, we hear the concerns, we take them seriously. Our game is faster, featuring more talent, and the game is more competitive than ever before. And with that evolution, game rules, interpretation, and officiating has to keep pace. Every major sport goes through this. Rules evolve, officiating adapts, standards shift. Alongside the growth of the game, the WNBA is no different. At the conclusion of the season, as we do every year, the league's competition committee will meet to evaluate the state of the game, which includes game rules, officiating, and player safety on the court. The Players Association and players, as always, are invited to engage. Also, beyond that, we are establishing a multi-stakeholder task force, call it like a state of the game committee, inviting player voices and other stakeholders to that table to ensure that our officiated platform evolves in step with the growth of the league. We'll have more details on that in the coming weeks. And referees and their work serve the game. That service at the highest level requires alignment with its stakeholders to perform and be held accountable to that performance based on that alignment. I think it's pretty clear that we're misaligned currently on what our stakeholders want from officiating. We have heard loud and clear that we have not lived up to that needed alignment, and that attention and change is needed to serve the WNBA to the level of excellence that is not currently being met in the various stakeholders' eyes. There are no greater stakeholders than our players. Their voice is integral to the alignment that is required for good officiating, and we look forward to including their perspectives on how our staff can better serve the game moving forward. So through the competition committee and the state of the game committee I've mentioned, we will take a hard look at what the proper line should be for good, aggressive play that we recognize has evolved into rough play, and how to calibrate the line for legal and illegal contact to ensure player safety and exciting competition. We owe it to the players, our fans, and the next generation to keep building a movement that not only showcases the best athletes in the world, but also inspires millions who dream of following in their footsteps. That's the mission. That's the heart of the WNBA. And that's what unites us all, players, coaches, fans, and partners in pushing this game forward. We all love this game immensely. Together, we've made incredible progress. We've eclipsed previous records. We've expanded our footprint, and we've bolstered the position of our league. And since I know you will ask me about the CBA, I want to briefly cover this. We continue to meet and have important conversations with the Players Association. I want to reiterate that we want much of the same things that the players want. We want to significantly, and I mean significantly, increase their salary and benefits, while also supporting the long-term growth and viability of the WNBA. We have made proposals to that end. We've been meeting regularly throughout the summer and playoffs, and we will continue to negotiate in good faith until we get a transformative deal done. So in closing, these finals mark the end of what has been a landmark season for the WNBA, a season defined not just by the remarkable play on the court, but by the passion, the investment, and the belief in what this league can become. There's still much work to do, and we welcome that work, because the WNBA has always been about building something bigger than the game itself. And we know the best way forward is together. And one last item, a big shout out to my team. I am so blessed to be working with so many amazing colleagues at the league office. When I came in, we had very few people working in the W. Now we have hundreds working tirelessly on behalf of the league and the players, and thousands if you include the teams. I have so much gratitude in times like this for how great our team is and how hard they work. They are the best in women's sports, for sure, and they have shined over the last couple of years with their broad capabilities, innovative thinking, stellar execution, and endless passion for doing their best for the players in this game. With that, I'm happy to take you.
Kathy, next question. Standing to your right.
Hi, Kathy. Malika Andrews, ESPN. I just wanted to get some clarity on some of the specifics that Napheesa Collier said about your conversation that you had that was previously private. Did you in fact say that, quote, players should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for the rights deal that I got them?
There's a lot of inaccuracy out there through social media and all this reporting. And so I think what's most helpful is to focus on, I have been in touch with Napheesa. We've exchanged texts. We're talking next week. So I think, obviously, a lot of reporting, a lot of inaccuracy about what I said or what I didn't say. And I will tell you, I highly respect the players. There's a lot of emotion and passion going on right now because we're in collective bargaining. We're in the WNBA finals. And so I'll leave it there. I mean, I'm just obviously disheartened. I'm a human too. I have a family. I have 2 kids who are devastated by these comments, and so all I'll say is just, it's obviously been a tough week, and I just think there's a lot of inaccuracy out there.
I absolutely respect that piece. But I did want to follow up, though, and ask, I think that the growing sentiment around the league, right, is that players, they feel that the right leadership isn't in place right now in the league office. So do you feel that you're still the right voice and expect to continue to be commissioner beyond the CBA?
Yeah, I certainly, that's another inaccurate statement out there that everybody reads and takes clickbait on. Obviously, I've never been a quitter. I'm entering my 40th year, actually, this month in business. Never been a quitter, never shied away from tough situations. I think leadership, the cream always rises to the top, and I've always been someone who believes in the fact that if there's things we need to fix, we're going to fix them. If there are things the players have a perspective on that they don't like that we're doing or I'm doing, we'll fix them, Malika. So I think there's a point in time when obviously there's a lot of, and I said emotion, passion, whatever you want to call it, about what's going on right now. The league has grown enormously over the last 5 years. It's incredible what these players have done day in and day out, and they deserve all the credit. But as I said, my staff and the staff of the teams and the owners in this league have made tons of investments to get to where we are today. And so I'm not going to shy away. I'm the commissioner of this league, the leader of this league. I think we've accomplished a lot, but we have a lot more hard work to do. There's so many more things we can do together, and I hope that the players see that. And I'm certainly, looking forward to meeting with them in the off season as we get to the next level, especially with so many great things that are going to happen in the off season into next season.
Kathy, next question, second row center.
Hi, Kathy. Annie Constable, Front Office Sports. You continue to express that you are disheartened by the characterization of your conversation with Napheesa Collier. Just again, seeking clarity. Did you in fact say that Caitlin Clark should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court? Because without the platform that the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything? And do you actually feel that way, that without this platform, players like Caitlin Clark wouldn't be making what they do off the court?
Yeah, obviously, I did not make those comments. Caitlin has been a transformational player in this league. She's been a great representative of the game. She brought in tens of millions of new fans to the game. Proud of what she's put on the court. Unfortunately, the injuries held her back from a full season this year. But again, I'm not going to get into every point, counterpoint. It's not productive here. We're here to celebrate the WNBA finals. I think what Indiana just did was amazing with all the injuries they had and the everything they faced this year, bringing that to a Game 5 in overtime. But yeah, as I said, there's a lot of inaccuracies reported out there, and I certainly did not say that.
Well, Tony, you tell me, and what say you? No, I can't hear you, Tony.
Hold on. All right. I'm sorry. I had to get the other screen. Okay. So this is a plot to try to fix where she went wrong. Where she went wrong is she spoke out of turn. And when it comes to a player like Napheesa, even there's so Nneka Ogwumike, this is your president and your vice president that is in plot to make sure that the women of the league are being treated fairly and justly on the court. Definitely much so. So when you have someone advocating for these players and you're giving just rhetoric behind the scenes because to you is nonchalant and you don't think it's going to go past that point, which it shouldn't go past that point. But if we're constantly coming to you and this is a negotiating time frame and we're trying to negotiate things that would advocate more and better for the league and for the players thereof that she names, specifically those three players, Caitlin, Angel, and Paige, for getting paid so little for what they're bringing to the W already, and they just got here. You as an owner of this entire organization, women's league, professional women's basketball league, you have to take those things into consideration, because without those players, you wouldn't be making the money that you're making. You wouldn't be able to make the tough decisions in the boardroom when trying to advocate for more vision for the players, such as media rights and deals like that. You can't get that without the players at all. So now I got to think quick on my feet because I didn't know what to say when it initially happened. So I've had a couple of days now to get in front of the presser and be able to spill this rhetoric that, I think some things got misconstrued. Where were the things that was misconstrued by Angel? But right now we're talking about Kathy. But I wanted to say that to bring that up and make that a valid point because of all the scrutiny that this young lady got. And again, Kathy has not stepped in even on that situation. You're supposed to be advocating for these players along with the different GMs of these different organizations within this W, right? And although you want to kind of stay out of their house, you need to also be a part of their house and intervene in situations. And this is what Napheesa is getting to. Have a charismatic feeling for the players that are representing you and that are allowing you to have the opportunity to, one, have the platform you have, two, be able to make the deals that you're making, three, to employ you. So now everyone has to be concerned about how her children feel in regards to this. Well, she says screw everybody else and their children, what they're going through, right? All of them have, there's quite a few players in this league that have kids. And look at the vitriol that their kids take behind things that are said in the media. And where are you to advocate for those players? Kathy, where's your charismatic feeling for this is what Napheesa is saying. Napheesa is injured severely now that we know in that ankle. And it's a long recovery, but yet a quick recovery. I say that in a two-part because she has the time now to get the right recovery and the right treatment that she needs in order for those areas within her ankle to heal. But having a charismatic feel for Kathy's kids versus De'Erica Hamby's daughter, who took major vitriol in front of her, in front of a game because of some stuff that went down last year. Having who was that Angel go through the stuff that she's going through, but we are going to advocate on the side for Caitlin and the stuff she's going through. So we're going to put things in place to make sure that she's not taking a hit behind the same things that these others are taking. Not to say that she's not taking a hit, because guess what? Her stalker is now serving jail time. But there's a million stalkers that are stalking Angel Reese. Where is it for the people that are advocating for her in this league and making sure that she's safe and her mental is good? There is none. She has to do it all on her own. And these are the things that Napheesa Collier is talking about. Taking care of your players, having the cast feeling for what they're going through, spilling a certain narrative. There's so many ways that she can spin certain things to make things right. Now, that's that part. Get into what we're talking about, how she's going to now make things better to see what fouls or anything that the referees are doing that is more harmful than helpful for the players while they can still play this game in its entirety. Should have been doing that. It was brought to the table. You said what you said. So now you're coming back and you're saying that they were misconstrued. That's a lie. You said what you said and you meant what you said. And now that you're being called on it because you have done absolutely nothing, and Napheesa said it perfectly, she's grown tired. She's tired of the same old BS of you saying that you don't care, because the most important thing for you is the revenue of the league. Well, without any players and without your best players, you don't have a league. You lose an audience. You lose ticket sales. You lose arena space, and you go back into gyms, just in small college stadium gyms, or you go into a high school gym. That's where you're taking it back to if you don't take care of this, because you will lose those fans that you just got. The plow slew of fans that you've received based off of the huge fan base of Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese's social media fan base, Paige Becker's fan base, all the stuff that they've done and just showing up into this league because they have the money and the resources to survive on their own. The league is something that they want to be a part of and a league that they want to play in. So that's why they're here. They're not here for the money because they got money. And they're advocating for those that have less thereof. And bringing in endorsements that are allowing the veterans of the league to now get, pushing their platform to help. So now, Kathy, where is your help and your applaud for these ladies? And I'll land on that. But that's when Napheesa was going with that. And now you called her a liar. This is what you said. And that spiel is far from the truth. Far, far from the truth. Now, with that being said, and I don't know if you're going to get into this, Bro Claude, but Napheesa has countered the comment that Kathy made that she's been in talks with her via text.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely finna take off right there. So
There you go.
you heard everything that Tony said, and I amen that sentiment. But what you have here is a situation where someone is tone deaf. Someone is not hearing
Yes.
what bell is ringing, what whistle is blowing, what siren is giving the alarm that something is wrong here. That is called a disconnect. That is a misinformational platform that is receiving the wrong information. You only dispatch what you bring in, right? So what you bring in, you cannot dispatch anything different. So therefore, Kathy Engelberg, for one, Kathy, I don't believe that you didn't say what you said. Kathy, there was no reason for Napheesa Collier to say what she said.
Yes.
She lost the game. That's fine. Emotions is there. She wanted to be in the finals. They didn't make it. She got injured. Okay, give that emotional thing that you're trying to allude to of the reason why. You can't give Napheesa Collier her reason why. Napheesa Collier made sure in her statement the reason why. She said, congratulations to the Mercury, matter of fact. And she said that this is not based on what happened and occurred in the semifinals. She made it very clear that this was a well-prepared and a well-thought-about sentiment that she had to bring forth to the people of the WNBA world.
Yeah.
So the information that we received was that, Kathy, you do not care about the players. Why?
No.
It's evident. You already know that multiple players out of the 144 then became 156 in just 1 year of the last 2 year tandem when Caitlin Clark set foot on that court along with Angel Reese. And then, wow, you have this new evolving platform that is now rolling all the way, skyrocketing into the solar system and into the universe. So what can you do? How can you go about it? Well, the first thing that you have to do, you have to have emotional intelligence. And emotional intelligence gives you the ways to navigate through all of the could be nots, and won't be, and will not be. So what you have done, sister Napheesa Collier, is exposed a person who was tone deaf to the problems that is continuously going on for the last 2 years and the last 28 years inside of the WNBA, with its own battleground to be fought on the 9450. This is an exposing point and a pivotal point for the WNBA to turn into the future. This is a pivotal point for the WNBA players to turn into the future of the CBA. This is a pivotal point for the owners to make more money than they've ever phantom of. When the Las Vegas Aces moved to Las Vegas, they were sold for $2 million. They are over $350 million right now in that ownership. What a rocket launch. What an evolution that you had in the prior period of 2 years since you then bought the team 5 years ago or 4 years ago. So the thing is this is what we're going to do. We're going to lay it on the ground and say, okay, Kathy, Napheesa said what she said, that you said what you said. But then you said that she was lying in what she said and told everybody else. Oh, but then not only did you say she was a liar, which I know Napheesa Collier character and what she has persistently shown that she cares about the player's future, being the vice president of the league to go and fight for the new CBA along with Nneka Ogwumike. You said that this person with this amount of integrity, who they have as the leader, as one of the leaders of their representation, a liar. Because you did that, Napheesa Collier said, oh, okay. So I'm a lie now, huh?
Yep.
I'm a lie. So what I said to you, you gonna say that you didn't say it? And then on top of you saying that you didn't say it, you said that I got it misconstrued on what the hell I heard with my own ears and having a full conversation with you. You saying that I'm not intelligent enough to perceive what you said to be the actual fact of the matter and the way that you went about handling things.
There she go.
But bars, listen, Napheesa Collier, I believe you. Everyone that's in the social media world, most of us believe you because of one thing that Kathy Engelberg did to make the suspicion allure around what Napheesa Collier said. In an initial aspect of things, when Napheesa Collier said what she said, she came out with this. She's hard taken. She can't believe it. And that she would, she don't want the perception of what she thought she said to actually be out there. That's a basic summary of
That's exactly what she said.
The commissioner said on this bio of a comment or a return of reaction. She didn't say, oh, hell no. Wait a minute. You got something wrong now, you didn't got something. Something is wrong. That's the initial reaction of someone who is guilty. I mean, every single scientific study says when a person is accused of something and they're not guilty of it, the immediate response is a different response than the one that is guilty of something that is lying about it. It's scientific. It's been going on studying for over 50 years, older than myself. So now, being that happened, Napheesa Collier said, no. See, she gave you the response that you were supposed to do when she put you out there on Front Street. But she said, oh, you gonna put me out there on Front Street. And she responded right away. That morning, there was something that was said by Napheesa Collier, like, oh, hell no, we ain't meeting nothing. Tell your friend to tell a friend to tell another friend to tell that friend to let Kathy know that we ain't meeting. That was a response, Kathy, and you didn't have that response. That's called a human response, and that's what these girls have accused you of not being with them, a human responder. So, at the end of my soliloquy, I would land with this. Who knows what the future holds? But Kathy Engelberg, you should resign. And I land. We go to the next subject, Tony.
Of course.
So, as we go, y'all, and finish with that debacle and that belligerency that's going on, we go into some NFL talk. Yep. And of course, this guy, Buddy Ryan, starts his week off in telling the people that Shador is basically a spoiled, rotten brat. He's walking around like a little kid with his arms folded and out too proud, too outspoken, not doing enough, not being in the front of the class, which he lied. It's all footage with Shador being in the front of the class. It's a lot of footage that's out there with Shador being in the front, by the way. Anyway, saying that Shador Sanders has not been an adequate football savant of taking in information, learning about information, delivering what it should be, the way that it should be delivered. And he actually said that Shador should be embarrassed, that he's not, as if he had a choice, but should be embarrassed that he is not the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, as if this man didn't have anything to do with who starts on his team, Dave Spassky, as if the coach does not decide what player is ready and what player is not ready in his own terminology. So, being that Buddy Ryan with his non-championship winning self, your daddy won the championship, not you. Buddy Ryan was awesome, and he really was a people person, and he didn't get into debatable things like you choose to get into as in your older age. But I know you need that platform so you can get clicks and you can get known for the man who's going to take down Shador Sanders. Yeah, well, guess what? That guy decides if Dylan Gabriel starts or Shador Sanders ever plays a football game on his Browns team on his coaching tenure. Now, what I will say, Tony, then I'll let you shoot. Shador Sanders ended up doing a mime when they was asking him questions, being a third string quarterback, the one that actually handles the clipboard, have the microphone or headset on, watch videos, and basically drink a lot of Gatorade on the side or water, what have you, because he's just trying to keep himself entertained and in tune to what's going on. Shador Sanders has ultimately pissed off the media once again. So now we have a quarterback with the potential that Shador Sanders has, with all of the viewership, 2.2 million viewers on his own. The media intentionally goes to attack Shador Sanders for him doing the mime and responding to Rex Ryan's soliloquy of what he said that he should say. You know what I mean? He shouldn't do this, he shouldn't do that. And Rex Ryan made it clear, made it real clear that he didn't want to hear nothing from Shador Sanders. Rex Ryan had this to say real quickly in what he said. Hold on a second. Here, I'm going to bring it up for you guys on what Rex Ryan said. And he was pissed off, like this kid had personally did something to him. And we all are trying to understand what Rex Ryan was talking about. We were trying to understand why Rex Ryan was so pissed off at this young boy. And in defense of Rex Ryan, he is an old school coach. His daddy won many years ago, way back. He saw different ways of how to win, but he wasn't able to put that together for himself. So Rex Ryan basically went in on Shedeur Sanders in the big way. Like Rex Ryan, with no bars held, he went into what he wanted to say. But I'm going to show you a little something of what the regular reporter, after I play the regular reporter, I'm going to go into what Rex Ryan said. But this is the regular YouTube coverage that they have on a podcast. And this is what this guy had to say about Shedeur. He's just a regular broadcaster on a panel of Charles Robinson.
In a number 2 role, other than more garbage from the Shedeur, what can Shedeur really offer in a number 2 role, other than more garbage from the Shedeur fanatics out there, which honestly, it's sports' answer to a political cult at this point. If you put Shedeur Sanders at number 2 behind Dillon Gabriel, what are you fostering? You're fostering an environment where these sicko fans who just can't get over the fact Shedeur is not being elevated fast enough, and the world's against Shedeur, and that it's all about politics, and it's all about all this other. They're just going to sit there and go, Dillon Gabriel struggled for a series. Let's get Shedeur in. I hope Dillon Gabriel plays really well, and I hope the Browns cut Shedeur Sanders and go wherever you want. You figure it out. You go find some other place where you think you can. You already said you think you can do better than what's being put out there in the NFL quarterback position. Great. Have at it. Go ahead. Shove off. Go somewhere in the NFL and you figure it out there. And you take the ESPN echo chamber where the morning hosts say this, and then the Sunday morning hosts say this, and then the reporters come in to explain why she was pantomiming, and then this happens, and then that happens. And go ahead and take the entire ESPN machine, and we've been part of it on the media side of the fence too, but nobody has driven this more than ESPN. Go ahead and take that with you to whatever city you're going to next. It's just the same crap we've been dealing with forever.
So that's an average show that these let me be real careful, that these these people, this is just an average Joe, that these people have so much hate for Shedeur, and all Shedeur, Sister Tony, wants to do is to play football. And Rex Ryan, with what he ranted, insult to injury, and set these Caucasian, set the Caucasian line up who has problems with Neon Deion Sanders already, because Neon Deion don't give them access. And then now they takes it out on his son. So here's Rex real quick, you guys.
This kid talks, he runs his mouth like I could be a starting quarterback with his arms crossed like this. Get your ass in the front row and study and do all that. If this kid.
So you say what you need to say, Tony, and we're going to do it, and then we're going to move to the next subject and cover the NFL. But I had to, listen, chat, I had to bring this forward. It's similar to what's going on with Angel Reese, a brown-skinned young girl who's outspoken. It seems similar, don't you think? But go ahead, Tony.
So I'm going to say this, right? These guys are, as we know, they're no different than Kathy. They're idiots. They say whatever they want to say, and they think there's no consequences. There's alluding to it as though as if Shedeur has said something, and these are the consequences of it. No, you're just here to spill your own narrative on why you think he should not be something because of his father, just as you said. But the perfect answer and the perfect response to what this guy has said has been simply this. Shedeur's silence means the act was just trolling. As he trolled them, it was the perfect end. It's the semblance of it You could call this childish, immature, whatever, but he has set the precedence for his own narrative. And in essence, the media had to ask him questions in the midst of doing those mimes. But asking him those questions afforded him to what? Continue to do what he was doing, because they thought this keeps them from now having another narrative to say he spoke on something that he didn't. But not speaking should do and flip the dynamics of it, which is great. The media can't control his message, and is not forced to be able to have a vitriol question asked of him, because even though that they asked if they wanted to, now they don't have a full response from him. So that's why it's the perfect ending to what this guy said. And he trolled the hell out of him, as he should. To interrupt his silence is beyond me, but his silence is power. And right now, and it's sad to always take it back to Angel, right? But Angel's silence from that exit interview was power. You control your own narrative at this point. Now it's about your give and take, and you'll only speak when truly asked to be spoken to. You know, it's like you speak when I speak, or you say what I want you to say when I want you to say it.
Mm-hmm.
But the trolling piece was absolutely great. Not saying anything and staying silent is absolutely what you should do. Now, some people don't agree with that. However, I totally do. I agree with it because it gives Shedeur his own narrative now at this point. It takes away these guys' power to do whatever they want to do and say whatever they want to say. So I wanted to say that on that, but just I'm in awe of that right now, right? In a good way, not a bad way.
Right.
That is something that he should do, and controlling his own area with the media. You can't allow the media to continue to say that you're flashy, you're cocky, you're overhyped, you're, different compensations of what they want to say he is. He's a spoiled brat, the numerous things that they said. But you take that out of their tone when you're silent. Right? He could have just stood there and not answered at all and didn't even mean or do the mime. But regardless to whether he did the meme or he didn't, silence was definitely the key.
So what he did to their narrative was this, chat. Shot it down.
Yeah, he denied fresh reports. Fresh
out my
bites,
face.
Fresh sound bites. Yes.
Get out of my face.
Sound bites and tweets. You take that out of there. Absolutely.
So we're in week 5 of the NFL.
Yes.
And as we quickly get into week 5, we had some wins, big wins, and big losses.
Yeah.
Now, for the first game, Sister Tony, the 49ers and the Rams, oh my goodness, 26-23. It was a nail biter. So they have a situation where their quarterback is not present. Brock Purdy is not there. And they thought that the 49ers was doomed. They was already close in losing one with Brock Purdy being there. But what happened was Jones came in and he delivered, and he played a full game, Tony, with stride against, of course, a Rams surging team. The Rams did not go down. It took all the way to the last second where they did not convert a first down play. That was the deciding overtime play. And in that, the Rams lost and fell victim to the San Francisco 49ers. Now, what we had talked about, of course, the Vikings and the Browns was in London today. And guess what, Tony?
What's that?
The Cleveland Browns just found a new way on how to lose in London.
In London.
You know, it says the Cleveland Browns invented a new way to lose during the Week 5 defeat in London. Though 3/4 of the international football game, the Browns did enough to have the Minnesota Vikings on the ropes. But the meltdown came to the to the fruition in the fourth quarter when things melted the most. Before the last drive, the Browns had four fourth quarter possessions. They only had one first down. Head coach, they only had one first down in the fourth quarter. They only had one first down in the fourth quarter. You know why? Because they was hiding Dylan Gabriel. They was hiding him, having them throw short passes, not really too many long passes. He did get a long pass in, but most of it was a running game. They had only one first down. The head coach, Kevin Stefanski, was way too conservative, and the team moved away from running the ball. Gabriel's debut was far from the issue for the Browns, but he has not necessarily part of the solution either. The third round rookie was 19 of 33, with most of those completions coming right around the line of scrimmage. Anything deeper than 10 yards felt like a major heave for Gabriel. Cleveland found success running the football with Quest Judkins, who had 23 carries for 110 yards, which is a lot. The Browns needed to continue to ride their premium rookie running back. Instead, Stefanski preferred to put the game in the hands of the rookie quarterback who mailed the way to many passes in a big moment. So he failed to do what he was supposed to be done and being better than Shador. The Vikings head coach, Kevin O'Connell, completely outclassed Stefanski in the fourth quarter. The Minnesota architect in the long drive, bleeding the clock, Carson Wentz and Jordan Addison for the late touchdown, giving the Browns very too little time to try to orchestrate a comeback without any timeouts. Listen, he did what he tried to do, Tony, in this whole game. He had him throwing short passes and handing off to the running back. That's basically what Dylan Gabriel, he was managing the game. He didn't do real bad managing the game, but there was no excitement to it outside of the running back breaking through, the rookie doing what he did, ran over 100 yards and completing. So the Vikings beat the Browns 21-17. The Cowboys beat the Jets 37-22. And then, Tony, the Giants and the Saints.
All right, let's get into them Giants and the Saints, because you know I got to cover my Giants and my Saints. I got to get through it. So in that game, as you all can see, the Saints got their first win, y'all. They got their first win. I'm so excited about it. They got their first win. So we won it 4. But we got to win. Nevertheless, we got to win 26-14. Let's give you a quick breakdown of this game. Not going to go too in depth on it, but they had some really great plays. What I'm going to start off is I'm going to go with by quarters. So in the first quarter, you had the Giants. They scored 7. They got their touchdown and also their field goal and completed. And Saints had a field goal out of it. They didn't make much traction, but they made just enough to kick a field goal. In the second quarter, we had 7-10. That was the score because, of course, we kind of pretty much couldn't hold them down, but we did, in fact, got a field goal out of that quarter, and we scored, and that was 10 that pretty much gave us our 13. We roll into the third quarter, coming out of half, shot straight up out of the gun, kept them scoreless in the third, and we pulled it out with another touchdown, but we didn't get the field goal, unfortunately. And then we roll into the fourth. What happens in the fourth? We get a nice little old fumble from good old Giants, and we get us another touchdown. It was one of those situations where it got too close, Bro Claude. It got too close down the line where it was like, hey, well, man, can we just hold on? Can we hold on? There was quite a few bad calls that was made. I could hear KEYSHA on the other end while she was calling the game. And it was one of them tug of wars, pretty much. I'll say in the third quarter, what allowed us to be able to get that nice field goal and another field goal. So I don't want to say we actually scored a touchdown because we didn't. We got 2 field goals out of it. We got 2 field goals. We didn't. So it was kind of a shutdown on both ends as far as the field goal situation. But Blake did a great job on kicking that football, that 28-yarder, which was really good in the third. And then we roll into the fourth. And what do? We get that fumble. We get that fumble.
We got to talk about the coach, though. The Indianapolis coach, Tony. Come on. That's a surprise. I mean, they didn't took the Indianapolis Colts are 4-1, Sister Tony.
Yes, 4-1.
Even though it was the Raiders who they played, I mean,
they still should have lost that one, but they fought.
This was a 40-point game to 6.
They're trying to be the comeback kids. They're trying to be the comeback kids because remember, the one coach they had the Colts on the road, man.
Yeah.
They're trying to be the comeback kids.
Yeah.
So, hey.
There you go. The Dolphins and the Panthers.
There you go.
Dolphins and the Panthers, 24-27. The Panthers came out with the win. The Broncos and the Philadelphia Eagles took it on the chin today. It on the chin.
Yeah.
Wow, what a sad day.
Yeah.
It was. And all of the Philadelphia Eagles were hurt. You know, they had to take it on the chin for getting their first loss this way, 21-7. And what I would like to say is that you cannot put it all on Jalen Hurts. You just can't. Yes, he is the quarterback, but it was things that took place in this game that were unnecessary, that were calls in this game that was questionable, which every game is that way. But I will say that Jalen Hurts was not the main responsibility. I know a lot of people are going to feel like the quarterback is the quarterback, it's his fault, and no matter what, it is what it is. Tony, the Texas Rangers,
you call it Texas.
The Texas big guy steers, and you know the other word we can't say. The Texas the Texans. They put up another basketball score, 44-10 on the Ravens.
Yes.
I mean, what has happened?
Whoop that trick.
Listen, what has happened to Lamar?
Hey.
What has happened to Lamar that this meltdown of the Baltimore Ravens, we did not see this coming.
Oh, you see it coming? When you got 7-3 in the first, you got 7-3 in the first, 17-0 in the third, 10-7 in the second. You got 10-7 in the third and 10-0 in the fourth. That's exactly what happened. That's how that looks. To me, that means where the hell was the defensive line for the Baltimore Ravens? That's what I'm saying. Where were they? Did they do a disappearing act? Because when you're looking at it by the breakdown per quarter, it's going to show you, was there really a football game? Or did they just kind of scrimmage against each other, the A team versus the B team, or the red shirt versus the white shirt? Or what did we do out there? Because Ravens just didn't show up. They just didn't show up. Defensively, period.
Well, I know it was the defense, but it didn't look like it was a lot of offense.
Offense couldn't do their job because they could not get nothing done either. It's like execution. Don't expect my defense to do something when y'all offense ain't doing nothing. Now you got to fight between the offense and defensive coaches. I'm just saying.
Hey,
you do your part, I do mine.
Lamar, listen. Lamar has to do better. I'm just saying, you know, when I looked at this game, I just looked at the highlights because that's what I saw. I'm not seeing a lot of my MVP throwing capabilities. I'm not seeing it.
No,
and
we
keeping it a buck around here. I don't know what Lamar has to do, or has he lost the offensive line? Has he lost the players in total because the team runs off the running back? I don't know what happened with that. But the Titans and the Cardinals had a close game. The Titans pulled it out with with the point. The Titans is 1-4. The Tennessee Titans got their first win. And of course, the Arizona Cardinals are 2-3. So I never liked the Cardinals anyway, even though I might be moving to Arizona. I'm just saying I don't want none of the zoners to think that I'm gonna be putting on the Arizona Cardinal hat no time soon, because I'm a Bears man, bear down forever. Anyway, this was a bye week for the Chicago Bears, and we will be seeing the Chicago Bears coming up real soon. The Buccaneers and the Seattle Seahawks. Buccaneers won by 3 points, 38-35. And then, of course, Miss D's Lions, boo, boo, boo. But anyway, shout out to the Midwest. Listen, the Cincinnati Bengals got ate up by the Lions, and it was like the Bengals is still trying to find their way with the quarterback Shedeur Sanders to Cincinnati from Cleveland. It's still the Midwest. Send them over there. Anyway, the Commanders won another game. Shout out to ADP. The Commanders 27-10 over the Chargers. And last game of the night, which went late.
Oh boy.
Hey, cuz. This is to my cousin Timothy Smiley. Y'all know Timothy Smiley, old veteran from the Buffalo Bills, professional football player, who happens to be my first cousin. I said it on my podcast, Tim. y'all, the Bills got ate by the Patriots. They pulled the sword out. They cut the head off the buffalo.
Cut it off.
And
they
ate the carcass. At the end of the day had to end, and the Buffalo Bills in the fourth quarter did not get over the hump, and Josh Allen did his best. He was 22 for 37. What an excellent 22 for 31. I'm sorry. What an excellent throw. He had 2 TDs and 1 interception, and that's what made the game turn around. Drake Mayer, came out with the win and throwing 22 for 30 for 273 yards. He had a total of 20 yards plus more than Josh Allen in this game. So that's the NFL. We covered that for you guys. And now, last but not least, the WNBA had their finals game 2. with the
Hey,
Aces
hey.
and the Mercury. Listen,
Yep.
y'all, I'm going to just tell y'all that I was so excited for this season to come along after a hard and long season with the Chicago Sky. But I got to see good basketball be played throughout this year. And Sister Tony, you could take it from here.
So you know what it is. Hey, when we get into this game right here, this game right here, we get into this game right here. We talking hot fire and fish grease right here. It was Cook session for Jackie Young. It was Cook session for Jackie Young. Can't take nothing away from that baby right there. Jackie Young did her thing in one quarter. We're not even talking about the other quarters. We're just talking about what she did in one.
Damn.
Just one. Jackie was so phenomenal. Jackie had 32 points. 32 points. 32 points. Yo, 32 points. This girl gets better and better and better. Every time you turn around, she was 32 for 8 rebounds, 2 assists with a plus 10. Can't beat that. Can't shake that. Can't take that. You saw that third quarter she had. She did beyond belt to ass in that quarter. She tore the little rookie up. But not only her, she was tearing everybody up. But that's the way Jackie plays. I love the way that Jackie handles the ball. When the ball is in her hand, she's such a great creator. And it's hard to defend her in a way to stop her. You can slow her down. The same such as a Asia Wilson. You can find ways to slow them down, but you're not going to be able to stop their production and stop what they do. That's just it. That's bottom line. The rest of the team, we'll get into what the rest of the team did. I would love to see the entire lineup in double figures for Vegas, but sometimes it's any given night. It could be anybody's turn. Game 1, it was your favorite person's opportunity, Dana Evans. Dana Evans tied for most points scored in the playoff season, 21, along with Asia in game 1. But here we are, game 2, and it was like, where's Dana Evans?
Yes.
So you can't have the back and forth. This is the championship run. It's the best of 7. So right now, what I love that Aces are doing is if a player is having an off night, another one steps up. And I like seeing that. Jewel Lloyd did a great job. It was look for me in the first series and in the second series. But here we are. She's capitalizing on the series that's most important, which is the championship series. Now she has to do championship things. And here we are. She's still being productive for her team. She has 7 rebounds along with 3 steals, 2 blocks, and 9 points. To me, that's productive. She was 3 of 8 from field goal percentage. I will take that any given night. Why? Because that means that she's being productive on the defensive end. And sometimes when you're just having a slow offensive end, as long as you're doing what you need to do defensively, I'm always going to give you your kudos, period. Because guess what? Defense win
games.
Championships. They win games and
defense wins games. Rebounds wins championships.
Right. It's going to win championship, but without having it, you have nothing.
Yeah.
You have nothing, right?
Yes.
So it equates to, nevertheless, this here is what's going to win games, especially when you're playing against a team like the Mercury. But you had Asia that put up 28 points, 14 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. And unfortunately, she didn't have any blocks. She's pretty good at getting a block or 2 per game. But she didn't need to, because they did the little things first, would afforded them to push the tempo, which afforded them to get the score up there and for her to kind of coast the rest of the way of that second half of the game. OPG, great, did what she was supposed to do. She put up 10 points, 8 rebounds, 10 assists, Man, she was so close to a triple-double, right? 3 blocks is also what she had. So, you had great production out of her. She is stepping up where you would have had games that say, where's Chelsea Gray? But she stepped up in a big way. That was good on her. You had Kirsten Bell with 2 points. She played only 7 minutes in this game. Nalissa Smith, she played 21 minutes, 3 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 1 block. We still need production from her. It cannot be just Asia down in the paint and you're expecting her to do it all. Of course, that's what she does. She does the best she can for a team. But how about giving her some relief down there, Anissa? Not to say Anissa coming to the Aces has been a game changer for the Aces. It's been a game changer for her as a player as well. So I do want to give her kudos on that. We also, I think I did tell you Dana had 5 points. Dana had 5 assists as well. And then you had Megan. Megan had 2 points. Didn't get any production out of the 13 minutes she had. Or she could have got more production out of her, but didn't need it because you had the likes of Jackie Young doing Jackie Young things, which was phenomenal. We'll get off into Mercury.
I'll do the Phoenix Mercury.
Okay, go ahead. You
do
the Phoenix Mercury. Break it up.
Check it out.
Get it in.
So she did the Aces. The GOAT was the GOAT. I seen that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I got to go over here to
go ahead. Give the Mercury,
Phoenix Mercury because y'all know that I love Alyssa Thomas.
Yes,
I love her in everything that she does.
Yes.
But she had a contained game, but still made progress. She had 10 points. She had 3 turnovers. You know what I mean? That was uncandid because they were clogging her up in the hole. She couldn't do that spin move. They would double and triple team her sometimes and knock that ball away. Drew Lloyd got a couple of times, and then also Jackie the Gun Young. But she had 3 steals on her own, 5 assists, and 6 rebounds. That shows that they were double teaming her. They put the pressure on Alyssa Thomas for the others to figure it out. And Satou Sabally, even though it was a silent 22 points, she did have 22 points and 9 rebounds, but it was a silent 22 points. That's when production and progress comes in. Yes. And I think Satou Sabally looks uncandid when Alyssa Thomas is not being her and facilitating and throwing her that ball. It kind of like was looking real offset, and that she had to, because she can make her own shot. She can make her own plays, but she has depended on Alyssa Thomas to funnel her that ball. It was just like, kind of like she was looking a little awkward today. But nevertheless, she had the 22 points and the 2 assists and 9 rebounds with 2 turnovers. So that's 5 turnovers just with your main 2 people. Now, we going to go to KFC while she be cooking. KFC, the whole game, cooked until the final minutes of the 4th quarter. She ran out of gas. She
could have had a 30-point game.
Nate Tibbetts has to know that he got out-coached by Becky Hammond. This is the difference between the Hall of Famer and one who just comes into the league as a good performance coach. But when it comes to a Hall of Famer coach, she's going to do those things that makes the clock tick longer, stronger, and harder for your team. And that means that the clock was ticking so long for Kai Copper. She was gasping for air. They had to give her oxygen on the sideline. I don't know. Nate Tibbetts did ask her, did she want to be relieved? She said no. After the collision with her and Alyssa Thomas had in the 4th quarter, she had an opportunity around the 6 or 5 minute mark to get a couple minutes off and get back into the game and be refreshed and end the game off. But Nate Tibbetts has to know, don't listen to the players. Listen to your brain.
Listen to your brain. You are the coach. That's why you got the job.
You are the coach. Tasha Mack had 6 points, Sister Tony, which was not enough. And Wnba Bonner, no gas in the tank. The first game was so much for. Hey, I respect the veterans. Don't get it twisted. Yes. I'm a veteran myself. I respect the vets. The vets are the vets, and she just didn't have it. Her and Kalia Copper had no push in the fourth quarter at all. Matter of fact, it was time for the GOAT to get out the game because she took the Wnba Bonner coast to coast on a dribble herself.
Yes.
And scored a layup and laughed. That's when you know you got too old.
Hey, you didn't get the bones warmed up from before.
Hey, so you know, Kalani had came into the game. She had 2 points. Williams had 2 points, but the rookie, she did the best that she could. You know, Monique is Monique. She had 9 points, 1 turnover, 1 steal, and 7 assists and 1 rebound. She was thrown into a slot. Y'all got to understand, chat. She was thrown into a slot in the position that she's a rookie in the finals. Yep. And they got that much confidence because she has that much self-esteem and self-pride not to be ran over. She did. Hey, shout out to Monique as her first finals, her first year in the W, and she's doing a hell of a job playing around these veterans like she is. Now, Catherine Westbelt, you can never do what you did with 16 minutes and 50 seconds on the floor. Westbelt had 3 rebounds and 1 steal and 1 turnover. No points. She can never do that again. Never. If they are to do what they need to do in the next, they miss Lexi Hill. They really do.
Yeah.
But she can't do this going into the game 3. And the Mercury has to get big. So whatever he thought about Kalani Brown, because she's taking a lot of, pictures and sending them to me, you know what I'm saying? Thank you, Kalani, for posting it. But
that's why Kalani can't stay focused, because she's too busy taking pictures for you. She gotta let them pictures go.
Because she don't know what she on the bench is just sitting there. He ain't.
So you just saying she don't know what she wants is what you saying.
Anyway, I ain't finna go with the shenanigans that Sister Tony is putting the narratives out here on Baby Boo Kalani, But anyway, man, seriously, Sister Tony, they're going into this game, game 3. They have to turn things around, and they have to be wiser than what they have been doing thus far. Because if they lose game 3, it's a potential sweep. Now, I did not predict them to get swept, but if they lose game 3, you got a potential sweep.
Yep.
And if they lose game 3, statistics, the analytics say you lose 3 games in a row, you not coming back from that.
They're not.
99.9% of the time, you ain't gonna return from that. Maybe 97% or something like that.
Yeah, so it's tough. I mean, it's doable, but it's a long fought, long battle, and your body gets extremely tired. So if they tired now, just think where the next
5
games is going to take them.
Well,
if they can make it 5, rolling into 6.
Well, guys, what we wanted to do was bring you good information about what's going on and what's been happening throughout the highways and byways of the WNBA and the National Football League. What we will say is that at the end of the day, we know, yeah, the day got to end. You know, that's my favorite. But we know that this is a championship that the GOAT deserves. This seals her legacy. This seals who she is. This seals everything that she's been working for. This seals my baby mama and her coaching and doing what she got to do. Shout out to Don Staley. You got one of one that came from your reigns as a Gamecock, and she is the greatest player of all time. So, Tony.
Yep.
We hate to do it, but we gonna play. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? We gonna give our sponsors a little bit of love. Shout out to Underdog Fantasy, which is our partner, and we're gonna take it from there. Let me tell you about the simplest way to get you in some WNBA and NBA action. Find your player, pick higher or lower, and win some extra cash. Pick between 2 to 5 players to fill out your pick'em entry. Get every pick right and win some much needed cash. Use promo code SteadyServe and receive $1,000 bonus in cash. Now that it's football season, follow Steady Serving ENT as I share my picks. Pick players, choose the amount, win money, make picks, win cash. Thanks, Underdog Fantasy, for your partnership with us, and thank you for using the promo code Steady Serving on Underdog Fantasy. So, Sister Tony,
what we got?
We are at the end of the show. We want to give love and thanks to every single person. And please look forward to the new show that's going to be, produced, executively produced by Tony. And she's going to have Sister ADP being her co-star on her shows that she is going to be launching on her channel as you guys watch the Simply Ball Dropping Podcast Network's takeoff, baby. Yes. And like I said, go over there to the Players Club with me and KEYSHA. We cut that ish. That's right. Real Talk Sports. Go over there and subscribe to the Players Club and also to my Playerette. Go to her channel, subscribe and like and share. Also, the Full Court Trio with me, KEYSHA, and Sister KEYSHA. We cut that ish. You know what I mean? Real Talk Sports. With our special guests on both of those channels of So Pretty Tony and our main man, Duval, giving our takes. Listen, giving them jokes, because me and Duval, we got them jokes. We got to get in them jokes. You know, KEYSHA be all, you know. But anyway, you know the boss got to be the boss, and that's what it is. But, you know, it ain't no fun till your cats have some. You know. I'm just saying, you know. And so we go always, Tony, leave as we came with another banger. Yeah, thank y'all. I appreciate you so much. You